So good day everyone. So today we will talk about measuring air pressure here in meteorology. Measuring air pressure is a fundamental aspect of meteorology as it plays an important role in understanding and predicting weather patterns. Air pressure or atmospheric pressure is the force exerted by the weight of air above a given point. Here in this discussion, you will be able to gain a deep understanding on how measuring air pressure is useful in predicting weather patterns. Okay? A change in air pressure might indicate weather changes. Okay, so measuring air pressure, of course, in this discussion, we will talk about the gas law and different kinds of barometer, pressure readings, right? Okay, here in gas law, we will talk about how the atmosphere obeys the gas law, right? So next, so the atmosphere obeys the gas law. Okay, so the gas law describes the relationship between pressure, temperature, and density of air, and it is expressed as pressure is equals to temperature times density times constants. So ignoring the constant and look at the gas law in symbolic form as pressure as this P is proportional to T temperature times the density. Okay. A change in one variable causes a corresponding change in the other two variables, right? So for us to better understand how gases behave, so it is helpful to keep one variable constant while observing how the other two variables interact. So here we keep the temperature constant. In other words, at the same temperature, air at a higher pressure is more dense than air at lower pressure. Okay, so this expression says that the pressure of the gas is proportional to its density as long as its temperature does not change. So if the temperature of a gas is held constant, as the pressure increases, the density increases. And as the pressure decreases, the density decreases. Okay, so again, as it is at the same temperature, air at a higher pressure is more dense than air at a lower pressure. Right? Actually, this relationship is explained also by the gas law. Okay? For pressure and density are directly proportional with temperature remains unchanged. So as pressure rises, the gas molecules are forced closer together, resulting in a higher density. So conversely, if the pressure decreases while maintaining the same temperature, the gas expands, leading to a decrease in density. So in a higher pressure due to an increase in air density, the air is sinking, and in our weather, this results in good weather. Therefore, in lower pressure, where air density is less dense, the air rises, and as it continues rises, clouds form and may result to cloudy or wet weather. Right? Okay, take a look at this figure. Right. Look at the dots which represents the air molecules. So in low pressure, the molecules are not closer together, while the molecules in higher pressure is closer together. Air above a region of surface high pressure is denser than air above a region of surface low pressure when both areas are at the same temperature. This is because higher pressure compresses air molecules, forcing them to closer together, so which increases density. Conversely, in a low pressure, the air molecules are more spread out, resulting in lower density. So here, the pressure is constant. So what happens to the gas? What happens to the gas flow when the pressure of a gas remains constant? This relationship tells us that when the pressure of gas is held constant, the gas becomes less dense as the temperature goes up and more dense as the temperature goes down. Okay? Therefore, at a given atmospheric pressure, air that is cold is more dense than air. So an increase in temperature causes moisture to evaporate, allowing warm, humid air to rise. So as this warm air ascends, it cools and leads to the formation of clouds, which may eventually produce rain. While when the temperature goes down, the density of the air increases, causing it to sink rather than rise. So this sinking air can inhibit cloud formation and precipitation. So just look at this illustration. So here in the left side is the low pressure where moist warm air rises and cools down and forms cloud. And in the right image, dry and cold air declines and warms up. Okay, that's why it's sinking. Okay. So, okay, take note that this comparison of density only works when we're looking at air at the same height in the atmosphere, where pressure changes are minimal horizontally. So for example, if you are at a certain altitude, like the top of a mountain, so the air pressure at that is relatively constant as you look around horizontally. So though you move horizontally and retaining the same height, there's no actually a big difference. Okay? This will allow us to compare the density of air at that height without worrying about significant pressures variations. So dito, one thing na nakuha natin from the last slides, idea na why air sink and why air rises with regards to pressure, temperature, and density, which also affects weather patterns. So now that you know about it, especially with regards to pressure and density, it will be useful here in measuring air pressure. So next slide. Okay, let's proceed with the measuring air pressure. Measuring air pressure is important for several reasons, especially in weather prediction. Just like I have been said earlier that high pressure due to sinking of air which results in formation of clouds, which in low pressure due the rising of warm moist air which contributes to the clouds developments. Okay, so now let's talk about the measuring air pressure and the instruments. So instruments that detect and measure pressure changes are called barometers. So from the next slides, sa mga sunod nito, I will present to you the pictures, illustrations of different kinds of barometers. So, okay. So, which barometers, which literally means an instrument that measures bars. So, in meteorology, the bar is a unit of pressure that describes a force over a given area. Because the bar is relatively large unit, and because surface pressure changes are normally small, the unit of pressure most commonly found on surface weather maps is the millibar, MB, where 1 millibar is equal to 1,000 of a bar. So presently, the hectopascal, HPA, is gradually replacing the millibar as the preferred unit of pressure on surface maps. So, one reason is HPA is more easier to use in scientific context, and it is more popular as standard unit for this measurement. Right? So one thing that it is becoming popular is because it is an SI unit for pressure, right? So, okay, from this below, at sea level, the average or standard value for atmospheric pressure is 1013.25 MB is equals to 1013.25 HPA, and in inches of mercury is 29.92. Okay, so they called it this standard value for atmospheric pressure is they called it as reference point for comparing pressure readings. So if the atmospheric pressure is higher or above this number, it indicates high pressure, so which indicates fair weather and clear skies. So if below or under this reference point, means in lower pressure or stormy and unsettled weather. Okay. Figure 6.4 compares pressure readings in millibars and inches of mercury. So an understanding of how the unit inches of mercury is obtained is found in the following section on barometer. So, okay, it is comparing and knowing atmospheric pressure using different units like MB and inches of mercury is important. First, different region may prefer different units. So it is essential for broadcasting for interpreting the latter data for pressure, right? Para mas madali mo ma-identify if lower pressure or high pressure. Kahit na, for example, they use the inches of mercury instead of MB or hectopascal. So you can interpret the data in hectopascal because you know how to convert, or you know the difference. So to provide you an idea, we have here conversion. So if you want to convert the MB to inches of mercury, you can just multiply by 0.0295 and you will get the inches of mercury. And if you want to convert the inches of mercury to MB, you will just multiply it by 33.8865 and you will get the MB. Okay, so yeah, first, different region may prefer different units. People more used to any of these units, and conversion and comparison. It is really important. Okay, so for example, you have a barometer, but the labels or units is mercury. So once you know, you can easily predict or you can interpret, right? So okay, so for example, tingnan nyo yung image, yung sa taas, 1,110 MB is 32.78 inches of mercury. Okay? Kanina, we've mentioned about the 1013.25 MB or the 29.92 inches of mercury, which is the standard sea level pressure. So, nakikita nyo ba? So, kung makikita ninyo sa mercury nito, sa figure 6.4, standard sea level pressure. So, again, it is called as reference point for comparing pressure readings. So, if the atmospheric pressure is higher or above this number, it indicates higher pressure, which indicates with fair weather and clear skies. So, if below or under this reference point, means in lower pressure, stormy and unsettled weather. For example, yung 1040. Where's the 1040? Yan, strong high pressure system. Right? So, while yung 980 MB, low pressure. Okay. So, look at this person. The mercury barometer is invented by this person, Evangelista. Okay. To give you an history, so he immersed a glass tube with open and closed end. So, it is 1 meter long. It is full with mercury, making sure that no air inside, so that in the close, it is being covered to avoid air bubbles. So he immersed it in the dish of mercury. Then the mercury inside rose up to 30 inch. Actually, at first, he uses water, and one thing he thinks that the pressure from this air prevents the water level to drop. So he believes that his experiment was not only a tool to create a vacuum, right? So what operated the balance between the atmospheric pressure on the water column outside the tube? Kumbaga, yung pressure from the outside na pinag-exert is equal to the water level. So, but then that idea was not accepted. Kaya from his another experiment, instead of water, he uses mercury. So, which is denser than the water. Kaya naman, mas mataas yung height ng water compare sa mercury. And that's the start. So, una, may dalawa silang ginamit ni Galileo. Yung isa maliit yung vacuum, yung isa malaki yung vacuum. But then, when they immerse, same lang yung height or level. So, isa sa mga sumuporta sa idea ni Torricelli is Blaise Pascal. He took up the mercury at the top of the mountain. The mercury level dropped. So, that is because in altitude, pressure decreases. Yun yung history. And given that the mercury barometer is based on Torricelli's original model. Right? Okay. The mercury rose up the tube to nearly 30 inches above the level in the dish. Torricelli concluded that the column of mercury in the tube was balancing the weight of the air above the dish, and hence its height was a measure of atmospheric pressure. So, one thing na napansin ko when it terms of their calculations, they take parang hindi nalaki yung exact number kung na paano natin na-convert. So, I try to calculate it. So, here, given natin height, 30 inch. Actually, when we convert it, it is actually 76.2. But then, kinuha ko lang yung 76 cm para, and yung density. Okay, 13,600 kilogram per cubic meter, yung density ng mercury. And yung sa acceleration due to gravity is 9.81 meter per square seconds. So, formula, of course, gagamitan natin for atmospheric pressure is equals to density times gravity times height. So, multiply, okay, we got the 101396.16 PA or Pascal. So, converting it in HPA, we got 1013.96 HPA. So, in inches of mercury, we got 29.94. So, if you see the difference, it is closer, higher, right? It seems like it is higher than that. So, we will answer that question. Bakit? We use the same height, the same value of height, but we get this 29.94. Hindi kaparehas ng nakuha nila or this interpretation. So, we will answer that from the next slide from the next topic. Okay. Before in gas law, we talk about how atmospheric pressure obeys gas law, and we found out that when the pressure increases, the density increases. Then, as the temperature goes up, the density of air becomes less dense. So, results in lower pressure. And when the temperature goes down, or cool, the density of an air increases, which results in higher pressure. So, right? Therefore, that concept, your understanding will be useful in this part on how barometer works. Okay, look at the two images. The weight of the mercury in the tube is balanced by the atmospheric pressure acting on the surface of the mercury in the container. So therefore, when atmospheric pressure increases, it pushes down. So just like what the arrow wanna portray to us, it pushes down harder in the container. So of course, this causes the mercury in glass tube to rise. In terms of the height, it determines the atmospheric pressure. A higher column means a higher pressure, and lower means lower pressure. Kaya naman, kung makikita nyo in the right image, when it comes to higher pressure, the air is sinking due to higher density, which results in higher pressure, given that there will be no clouds forming. So when it comes to lower pressure, the air rises, which results in the formation of clouds. Okay, aside from mercury barometer, we have aneroid barometer. This is purely different kasi it has no fluid. It's just have this cell. Then, in terms of pressure readings, kapag nakatutok sa higher or lower number, you can identify the atmospheric pressure. Additionally, may label na siya, right? So, kung makababasa nyo, meron na dry, fair, change, rain, stormy, right? So, okay. Another types is the altimeter and barograph. So, when it comes to altimeter, according to my research, it is commonly used by the hikers and pilots. So, and accordingly, dapat lagi siya kinakalibrate, lalo na sa mga pilots. Baka may mga obstacles or objects that may collide. Okay? So, and based din sa readings ko, kapag high yung reading sa altimeter, meaning in higher pressure. So, same thing lang din. Ang kaibahan lang is need nyo regular calibration and adjustments and more on height. Okay? So, when it comes naman dito sa barograph, okay? Again, the altimeter and barograph are two types of aneroid barometers. Altimeters are aneroid barometers that measure pressure but are calibrated to indicate altitude. Okay? Barographs are recording aneroid barometers. So basically, the barograph consists of a pen attached to an indicating arm that marks a continuous record of pressure on chart paper. So the paper is attached to a drum rotated slowly by an internal mechanical clock. So let's go with this. So let's go with the pressure readings. The seemingly simple task of reading the height of the mercury column to obtain the air pressure is actually not all that simple. First, mercury is sensitive to changes in temperature. It will expand when heated and contract when cold. That's why it is used. It is one component of the thermometer. So, diba? Meron tayong tinatawag na mercury thermometer. So, kaya naman, therefore, they read the temperature in the same. They read the temperature in the same. Well, because of this. So, small gravity differences influence the height of the mercury column. They must be considered when reading the barometer. So, small gravity changes. One thing is, Earth is not a perfect sphere. So, because of this, right, again, yung gravity difference is influence the height of the mercury column, right? So, kanina, we've mentioned that kanina, we've obtained different result. So, doon sa nila is 29.92 pero sa atin is 29.94. Pwede, this is the possible reason. Maaaring iba yung gravitational value na ginamit nila. Pwedeng mas mataas sa kanila. Okay, pwedeng mas mababa sa atin. So, kaya naman, di ba, when computing the atmospheric pressure, we have the gravity, height, density. Okay, we multiply by gravity times density times height. Okay, kailangan yung i-consider when reading the barometer, right? So, each barometer has its own built-in error, called instrument error, which is caused in part by the surface tension of the mercury against the glass tube. Okay? So, may dalawa tayong surface tension, meron tayong cohesion and adhesion. So, here in mercury barometer, we have this cohesion, right? So, parang doon sa barometer, so mercury barometer is parang nagpa-curve siya, kaya naman mahirap siyang basahin. Okay, dito tayo. So, the barometer reading at a particular location and elevation is termed station pressure. Okay, station pressure, for example, sa Naga, merong meron silang weather station, right? Meron silang weather station sa Naga, right? Yun yung station pressure. Basta, itong station pressure, it pertains to the specific location. Kaya naman, it varies. Okay? Depende yung ma-obtain nilang data from pressure will vary. Right? So, we have here a figure. Okay, figure 6.7, the top diagram shows 4 cities A, B, C, and D at varying elevations above sea level, all with different stations pressures. The middle diagram represents sea level pressures of the 4 cities plotted on a sea level chart. The bottom diagram shows isobars drawn on the chart, dark lines at intervals of millibars. So, for example, okay, sabi natin kanina, for example, yung Naga, weather station. For example, yung A is yung Naga, and yung B is yung Baaw, and yung C is yung Iriga, and yung D is yung Nagwa. So, for example, ito yung station nila, pressure pa nila, but hindi pa dito na-consider yung altitude. So, kaya dito, may tinatawag tayong altitude corrections. For example, yan pa lang, 952. Yan pa lang, hindi pa na-consider yung altitude correction. So, itong altitude corrections are made so that a barometer reading taken at one elevation can be compared with a barometer reading taken at another. Okay? So, for example, dito sa altitude corrections, 952 MB siya. So, since yung altitude niya is measured 600 meters, so for every 100 meters is 10 MB. So, since 600 meters, we will add 60 MB. So, 952 plus 60 MB is 10112 MB. So, same thing sa B, C, D. So, sa B is 300 meters, so 30 MB. Kaya naman 1009 MB. Right? So, sa C, 1,100, so 1,110 MB yung madadagdag, kaya 1004. Okay? So, the adjusted reading is called sea level pressure. The size of the correction depends primarily on how high the station is above sea level. Okay, so when it comes down sa isobars, lines connecting points of equal pressure. So, are solid dark lines at intervals of 4 MB with 1000 MB being the base value. So, ito, yung mga dark lines na yan, isobars yan. So, it will shows the horizontal variation. So, it is the horizontal variations of pressure, right? So, yan. The D, okay, is the base value, or yung 1000 MB being the base value. Then 4 MB yung interval. So from 1000 Next, 1004, 1008, 1012. So, yan. So, notice that in 1008, there is no plotted data. Notice that there is no plotted data. Okay? So, and the pressure value, okay, yung malapit sa kanya is yung 1007. So, it indicates that the pressure in that certain area is close to 1008. So, meaning, for example, Bulanga yan. So, there is no reported station pressure at that area. Okay, so with its isobars, the bottom chart is now called a sea level pressure chart, or simply a surface map. So when weather data are plotted on the map, it becomes a surface weather map. So dito, may makikita tayong isobars, yung mga solid dark lines, isobars. So same siya doon, 1020, 1024, 4 MB rin yung intervals, right? So, okay, meron tayong ditong surface and upper air charts. Depressions, mid-latitude cyclones or extratropical cyclones, anticyclones, yan. Dito sa A. So, figure the surface map. So, figure 6.9, a surface map showing areas of high and lower pressure. The solid lines are isobars at 4 MB intervals. So, the arrows represent wind direction and the direction from which the wind is blowing. So, notice that the wind blows across the isobars. Okay, so dito po tayo sa surface map. So, yan. So, same, 4 MB din yung intervals. Okay, sa high pressure or anticyclones, yung direction ng wind is clockwise, right? Okay? Pa-outward siya. Right? Pa-outward. While yung sa low pressure is in counterclockwise, papasok. Right? So, yan. So, okay. Let's come to B. The upper level or 500 MB map for the same day at the surface map. Solid lines on the map are contour lines. In meters above sea level, dashed red lines are isotherms. In degrees Celsius, arrow shows wind direction. Notice that on this upper air map, the wind blows parallel to the contour lines. So, the contour lines are not straight. However, they bend and turn, indicating ridges, elongated highs where the air is warmer. This indicates areas with high pressure, while troughs, elongated lows where the air is colder, indicate low pressure. Okay? So, dito muna tayo sa degrees Celsius. So, from north, so north is colder siya compared to south. Okay, kung makikita natin, right, yan, yung contour lines, yan. Yan yung mga solid dark lines, then, okay, yung ridges. So, where the air is warmer, then, yan. So, this indicates areas with high pressure, while troughs, located lows, where the air is colder, indicated low pressure. So, okay. So, kita po ba? 5,700, 5,640. Yan. Okay. So, next slide tayo. Okay. So, baka magkaroon ng confusions, baka may mga hindi nakinig kanina, or may mga hindi so baka magkaroon ng confusions kasi kanina we talk about the how atmosphere obeys the gas law. So from that sense, diba, we talk about the surface air, right? So dito we'll talk about the above, okay? Above. So, okay. Ito. So, dito, the cold air, aloof, is associated with low pressure. Warm air, aloof, is associated with high pressure. Kanina, we talk in atmosphere atmosphere obeys the gas law. Once the cold air is associated with high pressure dun sa gas law. And yung warm air is associated with what? With low pressure. Okay? So that's why in low pressure, moist air rises and cools down. Right? So in high pressure, dry and cold air, this declines and warms up. So dito, the cold air is associated with low pressure. Why? Okay. So this warm air aloof, it is found several thousands of feet, meaning hindi siya surface air pressure, above siya. Okay? So, diba, from the water cycle, we have the evaporation, condensation. So, okay. Once this air aloof is present above, okay, it will contribute to faster development of clouds. Kasi it is a cold air above. Meaning, it will, mas mapapabilis na yung cooling process. Right? So, in a higher pressure naman, which is associated the warm air, what will happen is that from the condensation process, instead of cooling, there will be no cooling happens because of this warm air aloof, right? So this warm air aloof, it will act as barrier. Again, we have the condensation, which after the evaporation, we have the condensation. Okay, the condensation, which in cooling process, it will prevent the cooling process. Okay, it will prevent the formation of clouds. So, in this condensation, if this condensation and the cycle was not completed, of course, there will be first there will be no clouds will form, there will be no precipitation, and there will be no rains, right? So that will contribute to good weather, which is in high pressure. So here we have because of the changes in air density, we have here an isobaric map. So a surface of constant pressure, the shaded gray area rises in warm, less dense air, and lowers in cold. So more dense air. So this changes in elevation of a constant pressure 500 mPs. Surface shows up as contour lines on a constant pressure, right? 500 mPa. So notice that the height of the pressure surface varies. Although contour lines are height lines, keep in mind that they illustrate pressure in the same manner as do isobars. So as contour lines of high height, warm air aloof represents regions of higher pressure, and contour lines of low height, cold air aloof, represent regions of low pressure. So take a look at this. Okay. So this contour lines again, a higher height means higher pressure, and lower height is lower pressure. So it illustrates the same manner as do by isobars. Okay. Okay, again, contour lines of high height warm air aloof represent regions of high pressure, and contour lines of low height cold air aloof represent low pressure. Kasi kanina, di ba, nasabi ko na, yung cold air, kanina, nasabi ko na cold air aloof is associated with lower pressure. And yung warm air aloof is associated with higher pressure. So, kaya kung makikita natin dito, which is 5,700 meters, compare mo dun sa 5,580, diba? Much higher yung height. That's why, higher pressure dito. Okay, so part ito. And it is associated with warm air aloof. And same thing with the cold, right? So, that's all. Okay? So, again, the variations in height of the 500 MB constant pressure surface are shown as contour lines on the constant pressure 500 MB map. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Yay.